remember life's a bitch. I don't know what you got, I don't know your mom, but if you like your life, then don't act dumb. I don't know where you go, and I sure don't care. If you don't want to serve, you better get your share. Make a grown man sick, the way you run your mouth. Make a grown man shake the way you're running out. Time to hit the skids, better be on your way. Don't shout, don't scream, 3 strikes and they be mean a shame. You're right, no chance to see the fight. Be a man, fix the glitch, just remember life's a bitch. Another boring day. I leave it all behind me now. So many worlds away. Dressed to kill, and all we gonna do is walk around to catch the thrill. On streets we call this out. We eat the night and drink the time and make our dreams come true. And hungry eyes,
turn it up. Gotta turn it up, except I can't. There we go. Call the zoo. Still love the Scorpions. And this isn't even the best version. It's the only one I can play, though. Still pretty good, though. Lori, you made it. What's happening? Well, we'll talk about that when the song's over. 89 degrees already. 89. Oof. All right, man, that's such a good song. I love the Scorpions. I forgot about how much I liked them. They used to be my favorite band 20 years ago, and I still love their stuff. But it's very hard to play their stuff on YouTube. As far as this guy getting beat up, I mean, it doesn't surprise me. I mean, listen, it could happen to anybody. It could happen to me. It could happen to you. It could happen to anybody. A guy takes exception. You're walking down the street. Him and his buddies jump in. Boom. You know. When you're filming, I think you have to err on the side of caution. And, I'm not one who wants to back down in situations like that, but I do, generally, just because I don't want the hassle. I'm too old to be brawling, and even if you're 25, 30, it's never going to get you anywhere. Nothing positive will come out of it. In my opinion, if some guy takes exception and you have the chance, I mean, I don't know the circumstances here. You say, "I'm sorry, my friend. I'm sorry, no problem," and you put the camera down or you tilt it down or whatever, and you walk away. The other day, I was in the subway, and it does say when you're going into the subway, it does have a sign up that says "No photography, no video." But I was shooting with the iPhone. I had the gimbal, and I'm walking along. I don't think I had the gimbal, actually, but I may have had the little mini tripod. I think that's what I had. And the guy came up to me. He's an old guy. He's a security guard, and he said, "Hey, no video." And I said, "Oh, 1 second, please. Just give me 1 minute." Okay, I turned it off. I acknowledge I will turn it off. Give me just a little bit of time to say goodbye. I said my goodbyes. Boom. Said goodbye. What's up, Sam? Sammy? But, there are certain guidelines. Now, technically, I hope the guy, I don't know what happened. Maybe Bend Over can enlighten all of us. I would have definitely called the police on the guy because you can't go around doing that. A taxi driver, first of all, I think that a lot of the taxi drivers here, not a lot, but some of the taxi drivers here, let's put it that way, some of them are quite bitter because they don't like their life. They hate their life. And if you go talking smack to someone here in Thailand, you got to be prepared. Now, I don't know this guy. I don't know him from Adam. I have no idea who this guy is. All right? But like the other day when the guy was giving me a hard time with the tuk-tuk, I knew he's got 3 guys with him. He's talking smack to me, and all I said was, "I don't have to take your tuk-tuk. I don't know what your problem is, but I don't have to take your tuk-tuk, buddy." Now, he was very close to getting up and doing something. At least that was my impression of what was going on. That was what I thought. And you're in a public area, and the Thai law states that you can film. Now, if somebody doesn't want you to film, though, generally, it behooves you to say, "No problem, I'm not going to take your photo, I'm not going to shoot video of you." It's just an easy way out. Now, there were times before when I was working as media, and people would say, no, you can't take my picture. And I'm like, wait a minute, I'm sorry, I got to take the picture. Too bad. Well, that's not exactly cool, but again, if she's out in public, it should be legal. However, he's presenting her in a negative light. I don't know how the court would view that when he doesn't have to do it. Okay? I mean, I've shot video of people on the street. I've shot video of people doing some things that, well, he should have just walked away. That's my opinion. He should have just said, would you please move? No, okay, and just walked away. That probably would have been the best thing to do. Would I have done it? Who said that? The Thai? Well, I mean, for all you know, I don't know the whole circumstance. This is really hard for me to say, but I would say this. It would have been best if he just walked away. He wouldn't have had a physical confrontation if he walked away. Now, you can't really, just because you're a YouTuber doesn't mean you can tell somebody, get out of my way, move, I want to shoot this, and that you should be able to shoot. You know what I mean? You're out in the public, the guy can stand wherever he wants. If he wants to stand in front of the girl, he can stand in front of the girl. So you got to look at it from both sides, and exactly. And then if you talk smack to some Thai, that's not very smart. See, the difference the other day with me talking to the tuk-tuk driver. Well, okay, so I mean, that doesn't give somebody the right to hit somebody. I mean, the taxi driver shouldn't have hit him, and he shouldn't have said something to the guy to rile him up. What I was going to say was the difference with what happened with me the other day with the guy who was the tuk-tuk driver is I just said, I don't, just because you're there doesn't mean I have to take you. I didn't attack him verbally. I don't need to use your tuk-tuk service because you're there. I'm walking. I want to walk. Now, if I had said, it seems to me, I mean, I don't know, is it all on video? Can you see it all? Because, once a guy starts getting aggressive, then you got to defend yourself. But it sounds to me like he kind of was asking for it. And he was being a little bit, there's no reason what's the point of videotaping some girl who's throwing up? I don't know if it was a Thai girl, a Western girl, a girl with him, a girl not with him, I don't know. But what is the point of doing that? I mean, I don't know, like, I don't want to see people throwing up on videos, or even in the movies, I don't particularly like seeing it. I mean, if it's extreme in some movie, okay, yeah. I mean, can I watch it? Yeah, but that's a different scenario. This is real life. So I don't understand the purpose of it, and I don't think that the Thai guy should have attacked him by any means. You have it uploaded, so it's on your. It's let me see something here. I saw your site, and I did see something about it. But I don't want to play it while I'm streaming because I don't want any problems. Let's see here. Let me just take a look. Yeah, all right, the sound's off. All right. I don't see the girl throwing up yet. Oh, wait a minute. What is this? Let me take a look at this here. I'm looking at it right now. It was part of the scene. Yeah, okay. He couldn't have turned it away. I mean, I don't even see that yet. Oh, I see some girls crying, or one girl's got her head down like she's sick, doesn't feel good. I mean, you're in Pattaya. You're not going. People don't give a shit about the law over there. On Walking Street, or when it comes to you're dealing. You have to understand something. You're dealing in an area where these are some of the Thais who, they're not working there because they're all doctors and lawyers. Okay? and I can't. I don't want to turn the sound on, but right now it's all black. Well, it's all black. It looks like yeah, it's all black for the last, I don't know how long, minute. And I don't really even see any attacking, but I'm not listening to. Oh, here's the taxi driver going, "Oh, fuck you." Well, that wasn't very nice of him. And, for him to walk over and make a problem, well, first of all, if a guy flips you off and he starts walking over to you, you better be ready to brawl. That's my opinion. You better be ready to do something, because the guy's not flipping you off because he's happy with you. How come he just didn't move along? I mean, all right, I see the guy flipping him off and pointing at him. And then he turns the camera away. Okay. Well, he turns the camera right back over. I guess it's to the girl who was sick. But I don't understand the point of this video. I don't understand the point of the footage. You know what I mean? But, like if he got attacked, did he fight back? And, the thing is, you got to remember something. Like I said, and this is one reason why I don't really like Pattaya. It's, it's survival of the fittest. If you are doing something like this and the guy stabs you, the fact that he's going to go to jail later doesn't stop you from dying from the stab wound. So I think it's better that, you just go, I'm sorry, you walk away, you stop shooting. What's he going to get out of this? Who's usually drinking? Chuck Wow? I've never seen his channel. I don't know him personally. I've never met him, never talked to him, nothing. So I don't know him from, like I said, from Adam. Thank you, Richard Cook. Thank you very much. Oh, which brings me to a point that I didn't even get into yet, which I'll get into in a minute. Let me finish up. I can join for a while tonight. Oh, well, good, man. Good to know you have a little free time and you're willing to spend it here. Well, he records random stuff. I understand that. Definitely understand that. But when you get into a situation where you're pissing somebody off on Walking Street, why do you continue? He was drunk. Okay, well, listen, now I have no empathy for the guy. Sorry. He's drunk. He's not trying to diffuse the situation. I don't know. It's easy for me to say I wasn't there. But I think he probably should have just walked away. That would have been the end of it. Sorry, you walk away. Even if you're not sorry. You say the words. Sorry, my friend. No problem. You walk away. Lori, it's just like what am I saying here? That one is better, I think. Okay. It's just like when you're walking through traffic and the car is coming and I put my arm out. Most of the time, the drivers have absolutely no problem they have absolutely no problem slowing down for you. But you got to be prepared that if they don't slow down, you better stop or you better run and get out of the way. But you have to be prepared. So if a guy starts flipping you off, if a Thai guy starts flipping you off, he doesn't want to be your buddy. You have to be prepared. And, I admit that over the years, I've had some minor issues with taxi drivers and moto drivers and tuk-tuk drivers. But they're minor because they get diffused. Now, that's not to say that tomorrow or today I wouldn't go out and maybe I say something and, something couldn't happen to me. It could happen to anybody. However, he put himself out there. First of all, he's drunk. That's not a good thing. You're out drunk and you're out in listen. You go to Pattaya, that's what people do. They get drunk. So you have to be on you really, to me, you're on your guard. Especially against Thais who they don't like a foreigner doing something that he's doing there. Exactly. He could have just stopped it. Because first, I mean, think about something. First of all, it's not like he's part of a production crew with the BBC and he's got the right to be there and he's a somebody who is there to promote Thailand or whatever it is. He's there as some guy walking around with a camera who very few people know of. I don't think many people know of him. Naming your channel Chuck Wow is probably not the brightest move if you're in Thailand. I don't know. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't name my channel Chuck Wow. It's just, as the Thais would say, it's not polite. Not that you have to be polite all the time. Lord knows that I'm not. But I try. And I don't know. I mean, we could it's like beating a dead horse. There's no reason for it. He didn't have to get into a hassle with the guy. He could have just walked away, but he wanted to keep shooting. And there are times that I've been in that same position where somebody has started something with me or asked what's going on or whatever. And I've said, is this a problem? And if they say, yeah, it's a problem, most of the time, if I think, you know what, I can empathize with them. Like if it's your best friend throwing up and some guy starts videotaping it, filming it, that's not good. That's just pretty foolish. And I wouldn't do that. No, I wouldn't. Say what you will, I do have a fair amount of respect for the culture, and I try to live within the boundaries of the culture. Any culture, if I go there, here's the thing: why would you continue something that is making a problem? Why would you do that? Okay, I just got a message earlier this morning. Let me see if I can find it. Which, this is the kind of thing that I mean, which is kind of like it's not a very polite way to say thing. It's in many times comments are passive aggressive. There was a Chowderhead video I did. What's it called? Chowderhead. I don't know. Chowderhead what? I don't know. Chowderhead or not, I think that's what it was. And this guy says, isn't amazing that most of these idiots on your channel and others are Brits. Now, you see, to me, I'm not British. Hey, Gennaro. I'm not, no, Chuck Wow means to take care of handle yourself. I'm not British, but this guy's here. Isn't it amazing that I'm gonna speak the way that it should be written? Isn't it amazing that most of these idiots on your channel and others are Brits? Well, that's not true. It's quite rude. Why would you make a comment like that? I mean, it's just stupid. So, and then I got another one here. Men who go to foreign countries to have sex are pathetic. Okay, but what about men who go to foreign countries and then they have sex? They don't go there. And so what if they do and they go, you know what, man, I'm going to Brazil and whoo, if I get me a hot Brazilian girl, I'd love to see what they're like in the sack. Oh, yeah, that's so bad. You know what I mean? I was taken aback at a friend's funeral and a bunch of people whipped out their phones and started recording. Well, they do that here because they want to remember. They want to remember the person. I don't know. I don't know about elsewhere, but they do it here sometimes. So, when I see some of these things, I just go, here's another guy. Now, this is not a rude comment or anything, but to me, it's a bit naive. I cannot relate dating people younger than 5 years from me. This is why I am 32 and my girlfriend is 32. Okay, well, to me, that's completely naive. Because if you're 32 and you find some girl who's 26 in 9 months, what are you going to do? You're going to say, no, come back to me when you're 27. I got the 5-year rule. Come on, man. Right, but we're talking about, what does it mean? Like when you say it to a Thai, what does it mean? It means jerking your gherkin. All right, so, I feel for the guy. It's too bad that it happened. Hopefully he learns from it. And he doesn't, listen, he should go to the police. But, he could go to the police. Let's put it that way. He could go to the police. They got the guy on camera. If the guy beat him and he has any witnesses with him, if Bend Over was with him and he wants to be a witness, I'm sure he could probably file charges against the guy. In Pattaya, I don't know what they would do. I don't know if the police would proceed or they would tell him, to go away. I don't know. But, it's not like he didn't do anything to kind of provoke the matter. I'm not going to date somebody because they're 1 month shy of 5 years from my age. It's so, to me, that's so idiotic. I didn't say to myself, I'm going to find some girl that's 15 years young. Is she 15 or 14 years younger than me? I guess she's 14 and some change. I didn't set out to do that. I wasn't looking. But then at the time, I looked quite a bit younger. And, I was into her and I was like, all right, well, whatever, You were in London. Okay. But he probably could do something if he wanted, but that's not to say that they're going to do anything or they're going to make it easy for him. Now, if he was just standing there, he had a couple friends around, and some guy just said, hey, F you foreigner. Then he attacked him. Physically attacked him for no reason, and there were some witnesses. Well, then, of course, yeah, he could do something. Divide a man's age in half and add 8 years. That's supposed to be the ideal. Well, I don't buy that, and I'll tell you why. Because I think that the older you get, then the larger the separation of age that there is. If you're a 70-year-old man, that means you should have a 43-year-old wife. That's not always possible, even here. Unless, it's a financial or a business type arrangement. In my relationship, let me think here. 28 plus 8, so 36. So she's a little older than that. So I don't hit that exactly, but I'm fine with, I don't mind it. Because, let's say that you're 44. That means you're going to have a 30-year-old. Well, that's 14-year difference. Okay, so, anyway, I don't know. Screw information. You meet someone, you get along with, you go from there. Exactly. To me, it doesn't really matter. Whatever. Anyway, yesterday there was a guy. Now, I don't know if, once again, I don't know if this is a legitimate email or not. Maybe he just wants to have me do a letter, which I haven't done in a long time. I don't know. But I got a letter. Oh, before I go on, oh, you'll be real happy with that. My old man, he's 80, but he's spry. I think he looks like he's 72. Anyway, this stream and the videos on this channel are brought to you by my Patreon patrons and my website VIPs and your contributions via Super Chat and PayPal. There are other ways to contribute where you don't have to give anything. Hey, you can just watch. You can check out my Amazon shop. You can purchase one of my books. You can purchase a t-shirt. Yeah, or you can become a Patreon or contribute via PayPal. But I can tell you this, it is those people who contribute who make this possible for those who don't contribute. So I got a trip coming up. And at the very least, I'll be going to Penang or Kuala Lumpur, maybe crossing over into Sumatra. I'm not sure yet. Again, just depends. Still doing the research, and it always depends on the fundage, the funding. So, with that, you can always look in the description. There's always ways, or you can go to my website at anamericaninbangkok.com. Okay, enough about that. Now, let's get into this. This guy wrote yesterday and said, oh, yeah, I'm sending you an email. So he sent me this lengthy email, and I'd say it's about 2 pages. Let me see something here. What do you do when you go print? Command P. One. Yeah, it's about, it's almost 2 pages. 2 pages long. Okay, so let me read this here. Hi there! I am a big fan of your channel. I have watched many videos of yours and vloggers in Thailand. Many seem to be in either the all Thai women are evil or they are super kind, throw caution to the wind camp. From the videos of yours I watched, you seem to have a very balanced, reasonable take on things. Maybe you could find a good video out of this very, very weird situation. I love how everybody thinks that their situation is so much different. Most of the time it's not at all, and this is no different. Or spare a moment and toss a foolish man some sound advice. I would really appreciate it. So, I recently went to Thailand. No intention of aerobics instruction or any funny business. The lads I went with had their own designs. All right, when he says lads, I'm going to believe that he is British. British, or maybe he's Irish or Scottish or Australian. That's a long shot in my opinion, but anyway, I'm going to assume that. So, not to be a stick in the mud, I am the bar keeping an eye on my much younger friends. I'm in the bar keeping an eye on my much younger friends and figure may as well have a drink or two and just enjoy talking to beautiful women. I love how guys always talk about the Thai women in the bars, and they're always these beautiful women. It's been my experience over the years, and even when I just walk by the bars now, I still believe it's my experience from what I see. Most bars, they're lucky if they have 1 or 2 beautiful women in them. If they have more than that, then that's a decent bar. There are always some cute girls in there, but there are also, sorry to say this, but there's some pigs. There's always the pigs. Because, guys, older guys, younger guys, everybody's got different tastes. Not to call him a pig, but that's let's just be honest. Let's be open. I don't want to change who I am now. And toss them. I would really appreciate it. So I recently went to Thailand. The lads I went with had their own designs. Being the good friend I went with them to Soy Cowboy to make sure they did not get into any trouble and they could not get themselves out of it. Or they did not get into any trouble they could not get themselves out of. This is where things got really weird. Yeah, you went there because your friends went there. Oh, I just went there to go make sure my friends were okay. Yeah, I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to make sure my buddies are all right. Yeah, okay. Let's see here. I got pretty much all the standard pitches one would expect who has watched a few videos to not get scammed. One girl kind of struck my fancy as she took the time to try teaching me some Thai, which was fun. Okay. I was still on high alert, which you should be, but I came back the next day, still had fun. Okay. I could say it's a mistake to go 2 days in a row to the same bar, but I'm not going to say that. It might be for some guy who, he only knows things from videos, but I will try to spare you the 30-page essay. No, but you'll give me a 2-page essay. But thank you for the content, I guess. But I spent almost all my time with her while I was there and skipped out on Pattaya to hang out with her. I am still talking with her about 2 months out. I am still trying to stay on absolute high alert. But the signs I have seen of danger have just not manifested. I fully expect the other foot to drop, but I am starting to entertain the thought that maybe I am not just a mark. Could I have found an actual decent person in that cesspool? Out of respect for your time, I will give you a bullet point list of things that did not raise the alarm over the course of time. They are loosely in order. Okay. I love pork too, but, I am not going to Thailand to babysit. Yeah, well, I will for a price, but, But, you can lead a horse to water. You can guide a guy in the right direction, but it doesn't mean that, what do they call those things? The rods, the honing rod. What are those things called? The fork, the thing that, like it leads you in the right direction. What do they call that thing? Not the pitchfork. What is it called? The honing rod. What is it called? Somebody out there knows what I'm talking about, don't they? I forget what it's called, but you know what I'm talking about. When a guy's tool acts as his dowsing rod, when that leads him in the direction that he wants to go, no matter what you do, there's nothing you can do. And I dare say I understand where this guy's coming from so far. He's just he wants to tag along, he wants to have a good time. He figures, what the hell? But let me just go on. While in Bangkok, bullet point number 1. After talking with her a few days, she would give the evil eye to the other girls. I was, in parentheses, I was by no means a big spender. Okay, that doesn't mean anything. Not a thing. She gives him the evil eye because you're her meal ticket, at least for whatever you're spending. You're the guy. She doesn't want you getting taken away by somebody else for whatever reason. Doesn't matter the reason. She's possessive because, let's face it, it's a business. It's maybe a long-term business, but it's a business. Okay? She doesn't want other people intruding. Got her real name out of her after the 4th day, after explaining she was more of a companion to me than just entertainment. Okay, that's not a big deal at all. I mean, if you're smart, you can get her name like in 2 seconds. That doesn't mean anything. Got into a fight with another girl she worked with who seemed to like me. The other girl and her friends just ditched the girl I was with. She no longer talks to that girl, allegedly. That kind of stuff happens all the time. All the time. And what will happen is you will go home. For whatever reason, you'll stop talking to her. She'll stop talking to you. And then, more than likely, she'll get along with the girl. And she'll start getting along with her again. The girl will need her help or she'll need her help. And they'll start talking again. And the next thing you know, they're friends again. And they'll get over it because that's usually what happens. Now, but this stuff happens all the time. There's always that jealousy, like, oh, you butterfly. You butterfly. Wait a minute. You a hoe. You're working as a prostitute. And I'm a butterfly? Big deal. What's the difference? There's no difference. I working. No, sorry. There's no difference. Well, I could do that, I just hate to dumb myself down, if that makes any sense. And I don't want to sound like I'm all that intelligent, but when I start talking like, you butterfly. Hey, mister, you butterfly. I know like you. Every girl, she know like butterfly. Yeah, but it's okay for you to go work and jump in the sack with 5 or 10 different guys. I mean, you got 5 guys on the line sending you $50,000 a month. I mean, hey, honey, I'm gonna butterfly. If anything I got that would probably put off many men after many conversations, I learned she was married and her husband passed away. Has a 10-year-old kid. Okay, let me just stop right there. Now, as I will tell you later in the stream, this guy is only 40 years old. He's 40. He's not 60. He's not 70. He's not 80. There's no rush. Okay? Now, why you would... let me put it to you this way. I can understand you meet a girl and, by some strange miracle, she's working in the bar, she's different. Your girl actually is different. Hey, it happens. Once in a great while, it does happen. Chances are slim. Like if you're looking at the 8-ball, it's going to say, I think not. But it can happen. It does happen. There are many people who are married to former bar girls. It does happen. But I'd say the percentage is very, very, very small, especially if you don't know what the hell you're doing. So, first of all, she's a working girl. She is a prostitute. And now, she has a kid on top of that. Sorry, to me, that's a deal breaker. Right there, that's a deal breaker. I mean, you want to take over, and how did the guy die? Of course, it was some tragic event. You don't know. For all you know, she put arsenic in the guy's food. I mean, you don't know. You really don't. And you don't know the culture and you don't speak the language. How are you really going to get into it and talk in depth and get into a complex, somewhat complicated, by Thai standards or yours, conversation? It seems a bit strange to me. Okay? It's not going to happen. So why do you want to get involved with her? She is stigmatized by her village because of the circumstances of her mother's death. Some really dark stuff. I am not the best at reading people, but I don't think this was a pity party, and it certainly did not result in free bot. Listen, short term, the money is not always important. I mean, what does it matter if she marries you in 2 years and you build her a house and you think you're going to live happily ever after and she gets, 4, 5, 10 million baht out of you over a little period of time? What does it matter? Okay? I mean, that's not to say that that's what's happening. I'm just saying you have to consider these things. And at this point, why the hell are you even, like I say, if you have to ask, well, there it is right there. You're just the fact that you're worried about it. And then the fact, okay, stigmatized by her village of the circumstances of her mother's death. Okay, well now her husband passed away, and her mother is got some issue. There was some issue in the village because of this dark stuff. Again, you don't understand this. To me, it's like, all right, I could stop this letter right now and just go, dude, you're a chowderhead. Does anybody agree? I mean, you know. I can see I have to be a little, let's see here. There we go. So, you know, that's one thing. Let me go on here. She seemed oddly delighted that I thought the notion of men my age and older doing what they do was gross. Turns out she is 42, 2 years older than me. She showed me her ID when I called bullshit. I am not an attractive dude in the big scheme of things, but I guess not being morbidly obese or 60 plus does not put me at the bottom of the pile. Listen, there are guys that are 60 plus that are still very, very fit, or they're they got their shit together, and they have no problem pulling girls who are 30, 28, you know, whatever. They got no problems at all. And this is a working girl. I just don't get it. After a delightful night seeing the real Bangkok, how do you know what the real Bangkok is? I mean, real Bangkok? What is real Bangkok? I always am leery of that phrase. What is the real Bangkok? You know what I'm saying? It's just ridiculous. All right. How come this is, oh, you know what? Let's see here. Let me go on here. Oh yeah, after a delightful night seeing the real Bangkok in a local music venue, I ended up taking her home and things just kind of organically evolved into a few rounds of aerobics. I did not pay. Again, not a big deal. That happens. Doesn't mean she's not out for some other, she may be looking for a husband or a guy to take care of her, and so the short-term money is not all that important. You know, you haven't said that, hey, well, you know, she's dirt poor or whatever. You haven't said anything like that. And, you know, most of the time if they're working in a bar, they may be making lady drinks, and they may be, you know, they may be getting a certain salary that allows them to live cheaply on their own. But she's got a 10-year-old kid. So is she taking care of the kid on her own? Is her mother or is her who's taking care of her? Her grandmother or whatever? Are they forking over all the money to take care of the kid? Because the 10-year-old kid can be expensive even if out in the village. They got to pay for school. They got to pay for uniforms. Got to pay for food. You know, all that kind of stuff for the kid to go to the doctor. You know. Yeah, the real Bangkok. Okay. She cooked for me and brought it to the go-go bar. Perhaps not all for me, but still. But still what? I mean, I can't even tell you how many times I've had people cook for me. You know, seriously. It's not a big deal. In Thai culture, it's... Please. You know, what does a Thai person say when you walk by half the time? They ask if you've eaten already. Oh. Ever since I moved into this room... You know, back into this room to where I'm like now I have my computer in my room. I've been downstairs, and I've been using the air conditioning there. Ever since I moved back into here, my nose has been acting up again. I don't get it. Well, let's see something here. Let me go back over here. All right. Lots of long stares into her eyes. I don't know Thai women, but in China, that would not fly as it's a show of intent. which I allowed myself. I am just a heartbroken old man. I could not help myself. She ate it up. First of all, you're not an old man. You're 40 years old. I'm barely allowed to say I'm an old man. I mean, seriously. Come on.
What is your...
Siri goes off by itself. Okay, so, long stares in the eyes. You're getting all goo-goo-eyed and romantic with some chick who's working in a bar. To each his own. But you say you've watched a lot of videos, and you've watched my videos, you would have been like, listen, you know what? I got to keep my emotions in check. I'm not going to get all, oh, baby, oh, oh. Sound like Scooby-Doo. Or what is it? Shaggy or, oh. While on duty, she risked the ire of her boss and took me down the street to buy me drinks. That, again, that's not a big deal. Not at all. Not at all. Now, she may do that all the time, which is why the boss is pissed off. I don't know. But that's not a big deal. Another thing, not a big deal. She bought me food several times. Okay. So she spent, 30 baht, 50 baht. Okay, yeah. It's an investment. She bought me cigarettes. Why, I don't know. She bought me a freaking birthday cake decorated with some symbolic things we talked about. At that point, I thought it could just be a hook, but does not seem so in hindsight. Maybe it's not. She may want to get involved in a relationship with you, but are you sure? Here's the thing. Yeah, okay. Listen, you could go, if you're a halfway decent looking guy, halfway fit, you got a little bit of money, you can go into a bar. You go in there a couple days in a row, even after one or two nights. You go in there, you find some girl, she's got the right frame of mind. Boom. You want to get married, honey? Okay. It's simple. You could do it. You're the golden ticket. You're the opportunity. That's it. By this point, about 1.3 million times I made it clear I was not a rich American, which she'll never believe, because your idea of rich and her idea of rich are different, especially if she's a bar girl. The chances are that she's from a poor family. So to you, to her, 30 to 50,000 baht a month is really good money. The truth is it's not. Even here, it's not that much. It's enough, but is it enough for a woman and her kid to prosper and progress and get ahead in life? If she's very, very intelligent and she's sharp, yeah, okay. But chances are that, she probably would need more, or she wants more. Let's put it that way. All right, let me go on here. I'm not a rich American, just a middle-class guy giving her zero exact numbers of anything. I dress plainly, no big brand clothes, watches, bling of any sort. By this point, any girls trying to woo me into another bar got the death stare from her. Could be because I was hitting her bar, but I am worth scarcely 2 to 3 lady drinks. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so that means she thinks you're her property, whether it's a business, you're a business product, or it means something else. Whether you're the long-term, you're there, she's there, and she's giving these eyes to people because she wants people to know, hey, this is my guy. Where can I put this? This is my guy. And I want you to know he's with me. Don't bother messing with him because, I'm willing to fight for my money. That's what it means. Okay? Let's see here. Like an idiot, I confessed some feelings. Okay, well, I already said a couple sentences back that, I could have ended this right away and just said, dude, you're a chowderhead. Well, confessing your feelings, nothing more than feelings, la 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 la. She returned in kind. It's starting less and less like it was just sweet talk. Well, I'm always of the opinion that, like, it takes time to get to know somebody enough to, like, completely go, okay, I really love you. And love is just a word. You could say it's a feeling, it's a bond, or whatever. You can put it however you want, but, like, after, a couple of nights, I mean, give me a break, man. And she's a prostitute. I don't know that I would think that that's very intelligent. In fact, I do know it's not intelligent. Lori, are you still here? You have any thoughts on this wonderful topic? If you're still here. Oh, what's this? Why is it so high up? Oh, that's in the wrong spot there. All right, so let's go on here. Oh, okay. While out and about, there was no overt attempt to fleece me for Gucci bags or any of that. Not every Thai chick wants Gucci bags and gold and this and that. They're not, like, thinking of that every minute. Not every girl is like that, contrary to what some people say. As far as I could tell, no next-level side-loading me into tuk-tuk or her best friend's restaurant scamming. Okay, well, that doesn't really matter. Gave her a chance to fleece me and offered to get her food a few times as a shit test. Elected for like $2 meals. Didn't try fleecing me at big dollar restaurants. From the sounds of things, yes, exactly. He's like, oh my God, she's so beautiful. Oh, what am I going to do? I can't control myself. She's taken my heart, and my girl is different, Scott. I don't care what you say. I could see Cartman being this guy. And I don't mean to berate this guy in particular, but I can just see this kind of a person, this kind of a situation, being something where Cartman was trying to, like, I'm not fat, I'm big boned. Oh, God. All right, let me see something here. I got to do something here. Because, yeah, let's see here. Sorry. All right. There we go. Okay, let's go back here. I mean, like, oh, she's going to fleece me. She's going to go to a big dollar restaurant. Listen, very few of the girls are really the type of women who are going to say, I want to go to, what was the name of that place? Babette's. I want to go to Babette's Steakhouse. Take me there. If you want me, you will take me to the nicest restaurant. Please. You got to remember that many of the girls they're from farm areas. They're from Isan. They're very poor. They're not used to going out to these restaurants, and they don't feel comfortable in a lot of these restaurants. They don't fit in. Now, some of the higher end ones, that's a little different. They may be used to it. They may have a lot of experience, but it doesn't really sound like that she's that type of a girl. They're more comfortable just going to have something on the street. They just want to go and have some Quitillo or some, some bugs or whatever it is. That's fine with them. And I say bugs, and I'm being facetious, but really I'm not. Some of them will go have bugs. But, I mean, you could sit down at a little Khao Man Gai restaurant or pad thai place or noodle shop, and they'd be fine with that. I mean, what's the matter with it? So that's something else to think about. So the fact that she didn't want to go to an expensive restaurant means absolutely nothing. The last few days when cash was scant, she nursed the crap out of her drinks as she wanted me to keep coming back. Bought me more drinks. Again, not a big deal. They're not stupid. Listen, anything she can get is better than getting nothing. And if she's got you coming back, listen, you can go to a restaurant in Bangkok and you talk to a girl and the girl goes, okay, come back again. She may want you to come back for her, but she may want you to come back because she knows if the guy comes back 10 times a month and he's giving me $100 tip every time he comes, I'm making more money because of this guy. They're not stupid. They know this. I mean, it's pretty simple. It's about the money. Don't forget about that. Don't ever forget about that. Time is money. Nobody works for free. That's how it works. And they're no different than anybody else. I mean, that's just the way that it works. All right, let me go. Oops. Let me go on here. Let's see here. Where am I? Okay, hooked up with her online social media platform. Thanked her for making me feel loved. Oh my goodness. Even if it is just an illusion. Expecting to never hear from her again, as she by this point knows I am not some rich guy and she had to have lost a ton of her wages being around me in the last few days. I mean, dude, you see now, this is either a bullshit letter, which the guy took extreme care in writing, which, listen, I wouldn't put it past somebody to do that, but then again, I wouldn't put it past somebody to be this foolish. Because, you can hook up with, there's a saying here, it's easy to get their number. It's easy to get their number. It's so easy to get a girl's phone number here, to get their line account. It's not always easy to get them to meet up with you at a certain time in a certain place and actually you close the deal. In other words, you get it in. That's not always so easy if they're a truly decent chick. It depends on how reliable they are, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. But he's acting like it's such a big deal that she hooked up with him online. I mean, hey, for all you know, she's got 50 guys online, and each, oh, honey, I don't have any money. Can you give me, 2,000 baht? Oh, I'll send it to you by Western Union. Then she goes right down the line. Oh, baby, I miss you. Oh, I miss you so much. My buffalo's dead. You don't know. This is just nonsense. And as far as her losing a ton of wages, what's a ton of wages? How much money do you think this chick is really making? I mean, really. A lot of those girls, they're lucky if they're making 30 grand a month. Lucky. If they're making 50, that's pretty damn good. And they're working. They're working hard. They're playing it. They're a full-timer. They're in it to win it. And if they're making more than that, 100, 200, whatever, they are in the game full on and they're out. These are the ones that some guy is giving the money and either he's intelligent and he knows, listen, I'm giving the girl $2,000 a month. I'm giving her 2 G's a month and I don't care because I make 200,000 a month or whatever. It's nothing to me. It's a pittance. And he knows she's a prostitute and she knows he doesn't really care about her, but she doesn't care because he's giving her the money. Yeah, honey, I made the tomato. Oh, yeah, I love you. Where's my fan at? I'm getting all excited and stuff, She ain't making a ton. She's not losing a ton of wages over 3 days or 4 days. Give me a break. Over 10 days I spent hanging with her. I spent maybe $400. A lot in baht, I know, but change compared to the I think he means small change, compared to the levels of spending other people in the bar spent, and about half of that across the other girls in the bar before dragging her around as an impromptu tour guide. Rubbish. Another bunch of rubbish. Okay, so you spent $400 on her over 10 days. Hanging out with her. Okay, so great. You didn't spend much money. It's not about that. It's not about the fact that you're blowing so much money. It's about the fact that you're getting involved with her. What's the number one rule? I know I haven't said this in a long time. The golden rule. Do not get emotionally involved with a working girl, as in prostitute. It's just not a good habit to get into. Well, I'll let myself fall in love with her. Not to say that all of them are bad, because they're not. But for some guy who doesn't know his ass from a hole in the ground, it's probably not the brightest move. Let me see something here. This is irritating me. After Bangkok, not even 12 hours go by and she is messaging me. 12 hours? Really? It took her that long? Oh my goodness. She must be special. I mean, not even 12 hours. Is this guy just a total knucklehead or what? I mean, seriously. Because there are girls that are texting non-stop. A guy leaves the bar, he's in the taxi on the way to the airport, or she's with him in the airport. He's in the plane, getting ready to take off, and he's getting his last minute, baby, I miss you! Oh, I love you so much! And she's like, oh, my darling, oh. And then when you get home, you got 15 texts from her because she's been texting you every hour, telling you how much she loves you and misses you. Does that sound healthy? I mean, really. To me, it doesn't sound healthy. Pretty much video chatting every day. She's got you on the hook. She's reeling you in. In what seems less and less like a hook, I get a bunch of I love yous. I return in kind as well. The heart is dumb, and I am no longer certain I am just a mark. So that's all it takes. That's all it takes for you to go, oh my God, I love you. Honey, I miss you. I love you. Ugh. I wonder if this letter is real. If it is, you are indeed a chowderhead, because if you have to ask, you are. You are one, for sure. Let me see something here. She kind of threw feelers out there about her teenage son, and my thoughts on that. Pretty much told her I understand that's a part of the package. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I mean, what is the deal with that? Oh, it's part of the package, baby. So part of the package means you're going to take care of him for the rest of his life, and he's not going to be yours. And while I understand that, I think that what's understandable, is more understandable, is if you actually spent time with her over a period of time, and you got to really know her extremely well, and it has progressed slowly. This is, you bang her and it's all about, baby, I want to spend all my time with you. Just because you're here's the thing. I saw this yesterday on Tokyo Sam's Facebook. Just because you're in Thailand doesn't, it's a little bit different. Just because you're in Thailand doesn't mean that you have to spend all your time with her. Yeah, but I want to. Well, don't you want to do anything else by yourself? Well, yeah, it might be a trigger letter. That's all right. He really went to some great lengths. If it's just a bullshit letter, he went to great lengths. So it's entertaining. Screw it. But I do believe that there are men out there like this because I've seen them and talked to them. Obviously, you remember the guy from not so long ago in Starbucks, and you see how he was. Nice guy, very polite, nice guy to me, but when it came to the woman that he was dealing with, he had absolutely zero boundaries. So, would it surprise me if this was real? No. Would it surprise me if it's not real? No, it wouldn't. Not at all. But, whatever. I figure, hey, it's entertaining. And here, the thing is that, you're talking about her son, and it's like, it seems very clear to me that while she may not be out for the score, she's not out to say, hey, how much money can I get from this guy? She's looking for a long-term thing where, she doesn't have to do what she's doing anymore because you're going to be there to handle the financial end of the relationship. All right. She wants me to go out to her village and meet her son and brother, not something I initiated. Well, it almost never is. Most of the time, it's the woman who goes, oh, would you like to come meet my mama, papa? Or in this case, son and brother. Would you like... So I guess her brother was taking care of the son. I'm going to assume that. But, that's not something that never happens. This is something that happens quite often. Even good girls. They want you to go, you want to, I'm going to go for Songkran. You want me to come with you? You want to come with me? It happens. So her asking you, it's not a big, all these things, the guy's making such a big deal about it. Like Lori said, he's looking into this, and it's like, there's not really all that much there. There's no substance. Has not asked for a dime out of me. Has not even tried to pass off any stories to get a nice guy to play the hero and just offer it up. Maybe she is just on the slow roll, but still. Okay, well, now you already know this, so the thing is you're just falling deeper and deeper into it. And like I always say, she's casting out the bait. You've bitten the bait. You've taken the bait. She's reeling you in, and she's trying to get you in the boat. Once she gets you in the boat, it's going to be very painful to get back out of it. She made me some crafty stuff and sent it to me. Okay, well, while it's nice that she spent her... How is she getting all this money to do these things where she's paying for this for you, paying for that for you? She's getting it because she's working in the bar. Okay? And while she may not be going with many guys or any guys, highly doubtful. Highly doubtful. Let me see here. All right, where are we at? Told me what I already know about her profession. Odd, really. She has nothing to gain by telling me she sleeps with dudes. Okay, so she does. Claims it really messes with her and she don't want to do that anymore. Okay, and you are the way out. The vibe during this conversation did not come across as a pitch for money. I was basically like, if you're done with that and you're clean, it's the past, it can stay here. Okay, but that doesn't alleviate her of her necessity for money. You know. So, you know, that's the name of that ticket. That's the name of it. What is it? What did you say? That's the name of that game, or what is it? But what's the guy's name? Beretta? Robert Blake or whatever. Is he dead yet? I don't think he is. Let's see here. Decided I would go back at the end of this month, spend some time with her, perhaps pursue something more serious. She canceled plans to go do what she does in Dubai with a friend. Oh my God. I'm sorry. Dude, if she's going to Dubai... if she's going to Dubai to ply her wares, and you're still around for it, again, this letter may not even be real. I don't know. I didn't write it. I promise. However, if this is real, you are definitely a huge chowderhead. And you need to grow some chest hairs and some nut hairs, for sure. Friends on Facebook. She has me displayed as her relationship. Not good marketing with the mongers. Yeah, but you see the difference between the mongers and there is no monger war. Let's get that perfectly straight right now. Only a bunch of douchebags believe that. There's no mongering war. Only idiots, douchebags, and complete and utter delusional people believe that. Exactly. So, you know, it's just so stupid. Not good marketing with the mongers. But you see, the difference between them and you is that you're in love, supposedly, or in lust, or whatever you want to call it. You are emotionally invested. And these other guys who are mongers, they just want to have a good time and have a good roll in the hay, and that's the end of it. You know. I am no memory Olympian, but her stories are consistent. Okay. Well, if she's telling the truth about a lot of things, then why wouldn't they be consistent? I mean, you know, the truth is that you still want her even though she's a prostitute with a kid from somebody else and she's sleeping with guys and she's going to different countries. Oh my God. Come on. Are you really this stupid? Her Facebook does not seem like a fake account. Like 800 friends, most of the people she works with are friends. So what does that mean? It doesn't mean anything. She regularly sends me pictures of stuff she cooks, wants to cook for me and my mom. Wow. You know what? I will say this. There are several people in my stream who I have cooked for. There's at least one person that is in this stream who has went out to dinner with me and my family, including my mother. So how is that different? What does that mean? And I send photos to lots of my viewers on a regular basis. And I put photos of my food up on Facebook and Instagram, which, by the way, visit my Facebook, visit my Instagram, visit my Twitter account, visit my website at americaninbangkok.com. And you see the PayPal link up above. Okay, and down below there's a super chat. And then there's a Amazon site where it doesn't, if you want to buy something like through Amazon in the next, whenever, anytime, you just go through there. It doesn't cost you anything. Other than what you're going to buy from Amazon, and I make money from it. So, if she's going to make money, I got to make money. If this girl can make money, I can make money. Sorry. That's the way it works. Time is money. And, she wants to cook for me and my mom. If somebody comes over here with their mother that I really have gotten to know, one of my subscribers or viewers or whatever, and they want their mom to come in, sometimes it's been known to happen where I have cooked for people, or I have, my wife has cooked for people. So it's not that big of a deal. She is completely laying the trap down, though, for you. If this is real, and it would seem like it wouldn't surprise me one bit if it was real. And Thai girls. Well, not only Thai girls. Let's not just say that it's only Thai women, but people around the world send photos to each other all the time, and they send private messages with photos. You thought he was I thought he was a babysitter. He needs a babysitter. Not sure if it matters one way or the other, but seems like pretty devoutly Buddhist. Oh my God. You know how many times I've heard that from people? And what do girls do when they go into, I don't know, is it still there now? I don't know, but what do girls do sometimes before they go into the nightlife establishment? Whether it's in Pat Pong or what do a lot of them do? They go up to the spirit house and they pray for a good customer. So while being devoutly Buddhist means some things to some people, it means other things to other people. So again, your assessment is ridiculous. Does this girl just get an Academy Award for acting, or is it possible a go-go dancer is in love with me? My sources say highly unlikely. She's looking for the long haul, man. Let's see here. For now, I have a wall of doubt shielding me, but it's crumbling, and I may just take a long shot at finding love with her. Well, you do that. You go right ahead and do that. I don't really care if you do that. It doesn't really matter. You do what you want to do. Oh, man. It's ridiculous. It really is ridiculous. Let me do something here. And now... Oh, I better not sing. I'm not a singer. We don't need to be talking about people's vajayjay and... Did Sawyer Cowboy write it? I don't know. It's not him who wrote it, no. Could it have been? I seriously doubt it, but, All right, let me see here. Now, in a moment of brilliance, he says, I have watched an untold number of videos covering all the scams and sneaky shit they do. Okay, well then why are you messaging me? If you have to ask, what does that say about you? If you have to ask, what does it say about you? 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 Is my girl a good girl? Shouldn't you know? What is that song? Is it Alanis Morissette? You Ought to Know? I mean, shouldn't you know? I would think that, being a grown 40-year-old man, I would think that you would know. But then again, some people are a little more intelligent than others. I don't know. Let me go on here. Let me finish this up here. This guy's getting on my nerves. You've watched untold videos covering all the scams and sneaky shit they do, but yet apparently it doesn't matter. It doesn't mean anything. Yeah, you ought to know. Isn't that what the name of it is? You ought to know. Let me see something here. Oh, yeah. So, I mean, you know, this is a... I'm almost done with this letter here. I need to get to the... some other things, but let me see here. Why did I do that? Let's see here. What am I looking at? Okay. Everyone I watch, I question her intent more as she has not displayed any of those behaviors. At the end of the day, I will head to the land... What? I will head land of smile... I will heed... No, it's head. I will head land of smiles, advice and wager no more financially than I am willing to lose. Does anybody ever use spell check? I mean, there are spell checks available. And no more financial than I am willing to lose. Any pro tips on things to look for when I return, both in terms of her trying to scam me and evidence of the unlikely 1% scenario? Sincerely, trying not to be a chowderhead. Well, trying doesn't mean anything. It means nothing. Sorry, I got to bring out the Nightbot again. Yeah. Unlikely, both in terms of her trying to scam me and evidence of the unlikely 1% scenario. Sincerely trying not to be a chowderhead. Adam. Well, his name is Adam. I don't know him from Adam. Just like the guy who got beat up by the taxi driver. I don't know him from Adam. Most of these are from guys in beer bars. Thankfully, I've never gone to beer bars. Well, he's actually, he said she was a go-go dancer. So, I don't know, you know. I don't know what the deal is. It seems... I don't know. Let's run the same game, huh? Oh, God. I don't know, I've only been to some go-go's. Well, I don't know what to say there. But what I do know to say is that this is not good. If you're in this situation and you are a man, if you find yourself falling into this kind of a situation, consider yourself officially a chowderhead. You can officially join the Chowderhead gang. It's absolutely free. Being a chowderhead is free. To be classified as chowderhead, I do not charge for that. I don't charge a dime. I'll gladly classify you a chowderhead, and it won't cost you a dime because you're going to need every spare satang you can get your hands onto just to keep some girl from draining you dry. You're going to need to stash that every little satang. This dude would have fallen in love with anyone. She happens to be the first one. Yeah, that's the other thing. That's the other rule here. Don't fall in love with the first girl that you meet. It doesn't matter if she's a good girl. Don't fall in love with her, so quickly. I mean, Jesus Christ. Are you that willing to give your whole life to somebody and to take on their life into your life in a matter of days or a matter of hours in some cases? Are you that desperate? Getting hot here, man. What's the temperature right now? 92 degrees, high in 94, 71% humidity. It's 92 but feels like 113. Wow. Yeah, I don't get it. I just don't get it, you know. But, you know, whatever. If it's real, it's real. If it's not, well, you know, it's good entertainment, and it may provide some people with an education. You know, listen, as much as I don't really like doing the Chowderhead videos, there have been numerous people who have emailed, who have come to Thailand and talked to me and told me, you know, hey, you know, if it wasn't for this video or these videos or some of the things you said, I would have found myself in deep doo-doo. And, you know, that makes me feel good. It makes me feel appreciated. It makes me feel like maybe what I'm doing, there is some meaning to it. There is a reason, a method to my madness. And it may be working. You know, because for every guy that watches, for every 100 guys, I bet you there's only about 2, if that actually listen and go, oh, you know, this guy kind of knows what he's talking about. You're damn right I know what I'm talking about. I've been here long enough. I've been through the ringer before when I first came here. And, you know, you don't forget these things. They don't change their methodology. The only thing that's changed, really, is that they use the online thing. But, you know, when it comes to being someone online, I mean, it's like, listen, you can hide behind a fake, you can hide behind a real name or a fake name or whatever. It doesn't mean that who you present yourself to be is exactly what you are. I mean, you know, so it doesn't surprise me when I get a message like this. I can't tell you how many times I've been in a bar, whether it's a regular bar or a lady bar, and some guy will be a little drunk or a lot drunk, and he's dancing with some girl. Oh my God, she's the best! I'm gonna marry her. And I'm thinking, I hope for your sake you don't, buddy. You know, getting married to somebody who isn't kind of on the game or is definitely on the game 100% is difficult enough. I mean, look how many marriages end up in divorce. It's hard enough. But when and I've said this for a long time. I mean, you know, this goes back years, even far before I was doing videos. I mean, I learned this stuff a long time ago. There's, yeah, I don't know. I mean, people will never learn. They'll never learn. It's hard enough to get into a marriage and to last a long time with somebody. But then you throw into the mix that they've had, let's just say that a girl comes to a bar and she's a moderately attractive girl. She sleeps with 10 guys a month for 2 years. All right, that's a couple hundred dudes. Now, that guy might have spent a couple days at a time with her. Or, you know, it might be a one-night thing, one-day thing, whatever, a little, you know, a one-time deal. And then he says goodbye, whatever. But that's a couple hundred. That girl has been, she knows what, by that time, by the end of those 2 years, she knows how to play guys. She knows the game. So if you want to throw that into the mix, into a marriage, which is a lifelong endeavor, good luck to you. That's all I got to say about it. Good luck to you. Because, you know, it doesn't matter. Luck, you better be lucky. You better be damn lucky. Because if you're not, I don't know. I mean, I just think at the end of the day, how much grief and aggravation do you want in your life? Do you really want all that? I mean, I don't know. I think, and listen, I was no saint, and I'm no saint now, but I mean, I was definitely not a saint in the past. But I never thought to myself, I'm getting married. I know it's not right. I know it's difficult. Oh, I don't know if I should do it. Oh. I never was saying to myself over and over again, thank you very much, Krister. You are the first super chat of the day, and I appreciate that. It's very nice of you. And I think the little guy's going to pop up. The little dancing guy. I'm glad I've saved you lots of money. He didn't come up, or what's the deal? Or maybe there's a lag. But that's cool. I want to see the little guy come up. All right, anyway. Oh, there we go. All right. Oh, it's not the little guy, it's the little heart. All right. Thank you very much. I think it. If I was single right now, I don't think I would get married again, unless I'd been with somebody for years, and I just figured, big deal. I'd set it up properly, and then I'd probably get married that way if I was single, or I just wouldn't get married. There are women out there, they don't want to get married either. They just want some friend, and they sleep with you once in a while. You have a little fun, and as you get older, it's not like for me, it's not like I have to have them with me every second. I have to be as this guy says, engaging in aerobics over and over and over again on a daily basis, 10 times a day. So if the girl is gone, it's like, oh man, what's the deal? It's like people got things to do. They got other priorities, and as long as your needs are met, But this guy's 40 and he acts like he's an old man. Which is why I kind of question this video, this thing. Where did he say that? He said, he said, I'm just, maybe he was just trying to play it up for the girl, but I am just a heartbroken old man. I could not help myself. She ate it up, yeah. So he was trying to do that. But, I mean, like, come on. I guarantee you she doesn't think he's an old man. Yeah, thank you. I wish there was a lot more cool dudes, and there are a lot of cool dudes and, I guess, dudettes in this stream. Most everybody that talks, communicates or types or whatever, most everybody is always, they're always in the stream or they're always donating or whatever, and, it's you guys are the ones who make it possible, because believe me, if the money ever dried up and I didn't have any money, I wouldn't be online, and I wouldn't be traveling without being paid, and there are some things happening on my website in the near future that, I'm not going to get into online here, but, the trip to Malaysia is going to happen, and then I got to figure out about whether or not it's really worthwhile to go over into Indonesia. I really want to. I definitely want to. I want to go up to what is it? Banda Aceh. I wanted to go there. When the tsunami hit a long time ago, but it was so expensive at the time because the only way in and out at the time was through helicopters. And, that wasn't going to happen. Unless I got lucky and somebody said, hey, come on, jump on. We'll give you a free ride. No, it wasn't going to happen because, I want to spend a couple days there for sure. And I've already found some, reasonably priced, inexpensive hotels. And by inexpensive, I'm talking about like $20, $30 a night. So that's good. But I would like to go to Indonesia, I don't want to go all the way down to Jakarta and farther down. Not on this trip. I always want to go places, that's the thing. And I know that, like, Lori knows about it, the feeling, and there's a bunch of other people. Once you're bit with that travel bug and I can't sit still, man. The reason I'm not going out today, I didn't go out today, is because I'm not sure where to go, and I don't feel like going somewhere if I'm not really prepared to go mentally. Love the videos, always make me laugh, but good advice if these guys would follow it. Yeah, if the guys would follow it. But it's like when you talk to your parents. Your parents will tell you something. Hey, you should try this. You should try that. Yeah. And then, maybe when it comes to guys with women, they're so head over heels in love, and they just can't help themselves. It's like, I've got to go out with her now because I've only got 8 days here, so I've got to spend every minute with her. Okay, but like if she really is into you that much, she's gonna be like, I can't get this guy off of my mind. I always want to think about. Okay, well then that's what video chats are for. And you can get to know her, and then you can come back again, and maybe, a couple trips later, then if things are still good, and you're both in a good place, and you're mature, and then you give it a trial run, for a longer period of time, and then maybe it works out. But if a girl is working in a bar, I mean, for me, I think a guy has to be, that means, this guy says he's on high alert. Okay, he's on high alert, but it doesn't matter that he's still on high alert. It means nothing. I'm on high alert. Okay, you're on high alert, but what does it mean? Does it mean anything to you? Because I don't think it does. And if it did, oh. Chiang Wheeler. Oh, you're a female. Wow. You're one of the few. Well, thank you for watching, and thank you for saying that. Why would a bar girl really be into a customer? Well, listen. It's an easy way, it's an easy thing to say. The easy answer is money, of course. However, if you ever watch a Thai soap opera, you see, I don't want to use the word conniving. Some are conniving. Some, they take great care in planning out what they want. And there are girls, and like, listen, the way this guy describes this girl, if she wanted the money right away, she'd be complaining. She'd be like, hey, where's my money? Give me some money. I need some money. Hey, what's the deal? The fact that she says she canceled the trip to Dubai to go work, that tells you everything right there. But I mean, you can go right to the beginning of this video, and after a couple sentences, or after one or two sentences, you already know what the deal is. She wants a way out of the bar. She wants to stop doing that. And even if she has to go and run a little noodle stand at her house, and the husband, buys a house or whatever, or pays off her land or whatever it is, pays off the car, and she has a little noodle stand there, and he helps her out, and he's got money coming in from this, that, and the other or whatever. But all together, the money they make, they have a decent living. That's better to her. To some women, that's better than to be hanging out in a bar. Now, for some are like, man, I want my freedom. I don't want some guy telling me what to do. And when you get married, there are times when a woman will tell you what to do, and there are times when the man will tell her what to do. In most relationships, it's going to happen. And it may be telling you what to do because you don't really have any options. I don't like the idea of a woman saying, you will do this, you will do that, this is what you're going to do. No, that's not cool. But like if you say to the girl, hey, listen, you sit around all day, you don't do anything, why don't you run a little noodle stand? And she starts thinking about it. You plant the seed, she starts thinking about it, and you go, listen, that way you got a little extra money. You don't have to ask me for spending money all the time. If you need it, yeah, okay, I understand, but why don't you do that? I'll fork over the money for the equipment. You can run the noodle stand. Whatever maybe that's a poor example, but that's my point. Okay? Yeah, I don't get this. I don't get this guy. I don't get guys like this. I really don't. I don't understand it. And of course, everybody, I'm looking at the names here. Gennaro, Lori, Fidelity, Billy, Sid. I don't really know about Sid, but Sky Trooper, Alpharetta Jim. Everybody in here that is male, they already know kind of what the rules are. There's nothing steadfast. There's nothing, it's not a legal thing. There's nothing, that morally is saying you can't ever hook up with some girl that you meet at some beer bar or something. You might be at some little village out in Koh Samui, and there's a couple of little huts that are beer bars. And you meet some girl working there, and she goes with a guy once in a great while. She may have had a boyfriend that lived there, you split, and then she, and you hook up with her, and you go, man, this girl's great. All right, what are you going to do? She got to make a living. Girl's got to make a living. You can't slam her for that. You can't fault her for that. But what you can do is be smart about the girl that you pick. And that's the thing. The guys have a choice. Guys have a choice, just like a woman has a choice. Listen, in the end, the woman says, hey, yes or no, whatever it is. But the guy has a choice in the matter, too. And for some reason, maybe it's because the guys have it rough back home. Maybe they think they have it rough. Whatever it is, you can blame it on whatever. But when the guys come here, they seem to lose it. This is from a few go-go girls I talked to with degrees. They don't want to quit unless their husband, they got a husband or could land a job making at least something over $50,000 a month. Yeah, but what they don't realize, a lot of them don't realize, is that, yeah, they get degrees, but the people want to know, where have you been working? And so if they can't lie their way through it, and Thais are very good at telling, this chick's, she's a particular type of girl. All right, that's not to say she's not going to get a job, but sometimes she won't. They know, hey, this girl, she comes from this area, she's poor, what's she been doing? She hasn't been doing anything. She's she seems to have money. They can pick out, working girls pretty easily. So, these girls who are claiming, I'm not going to do anything unless I can make this much. Most of them, it's great that they got the degree because that says something, and I'm not saying that they won't be able to make a living. but they set these standards for themselves, and it's like, wait a minute, why don't you just quit right when you get the degree? Why didn't you plan on, hey, as soon as I get my degree, I'm looking for another job, and I'm going to work my way up? And that's the other thing. It seems to me, now I could be wrong, that many of the working girls are unwilling to start at the bottom, and I don't mean at the bottom like underneath the guy. I mean, they're unwilling to start at the bottom and work their way up. They get into some factory or some company, and they are working at a job that there is a chance for promotion, but they are starting out at the bottom, and they slowly work their way up. I don't see that happening all that often. Once in a while I do, but they're not girls. I mean, you can tell that, I don't want to say well-heeled, but they're not from some area where they're having a hard time, like paying for their school uniform or whatever in Isan somewhere, And they've been working in a bar. So I think it's just about being careful and taking your time and trying to get to know the person and not buying into the bullshit. Because you can let some people off the hook. I mean, of course, you can, I mean, like, hey, nobody's perfect. But if you want to be with somebody for the rest of your life, and, you damn sure better be sure that the girl is a keeper. And even then, it might not work. So, at the end of the day, it's a gamble one way or the other. But all these things. I'm not a rich American. She video chats with me every day. Decided I'd go back at the end of the month, spend some time with her, perhaps pursue something more serious. Yeah, okay, well, so you're going to go and spend a couple of weeks with her, and then you're going to say, okay. I mean, how easy is it for someone to be on their best behavior for a couple of weeks? When it comes to, like, a girl who is waiting for you to come, and you're the prize, which is kind of scary. You're the prize. You are her golden ticket. You're the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. What are you going to do? You going to take the bait and get reeled in? I mean, anybody? Is there anybody out there? There's 54 people out there. And there's like 3 people talking. Sometimes, you guys are not the only one who wants interaction. Sometimes I want some interaction. Is there anybody out there who's hooked up with some chick and you thought, man, she's the one, and then you found out the whole thing was a ruse? She just wanted to get married so she could get. And the thing is if they'll marry you, they might just marry anybody. Well, there is a saying here: marry an orphan. And it's cruel and it's harsh, but most got a customer to pay for the degree. Also, they were taking care of their parents and didn't want to quit because they'd have to stop sending money home. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, as far as the customer paying for the degree, oof. You do it however you have to, I guess, And as far as taking care of the parents, well, yeah, that's you do what you got to do, I guess. What else are you going to do? The other thing is that you got to remember that sometimes some of the girls they're not exactly the best educated as far as school smarts. So when it comes to when it comes to those who are educated in school, then, like if you get your degree, you're in the right field. Thailand, you can make a decent life for yourself. Well, thank you. But if you are, uneducated and you only finish 4th grade, you may have street smarts, but you may be lacking when it comes to what you need to be able to get in with a company that's going to pay you good money. You have to make it on your own. And that's not to say it can't be done, but I think it's a little bit harder here than it is in say, America or somewhere else like that. I think it's a little easier, the land of opportunity, or the land of used to have an opportunity. I don't know. Says that he suggests you do podcasts a while ago. Well, I did used to do podcasts, and I haven't done them in a while because, well, they got to be monetized. They take up my time, and also, I do like doing them more, but it's not interactive, and that's why the live streams seem to be better. Usually, the live streams make more money for me. I mean, I'll be honest. They make more money than the videos make because YouTube pays dirt now compared to what they used to pay. And what they used to pay was okay. It wasn't fantastic, but it was much better than it is now. And the podcast, they're a little harder to monetize, but they it can be done, and I should do it. I don't like to make excuses, but I'm spread pretty thin. Well, yeah, that's from that movie. I forget the name of it, but that was the movie I made a video about a long time ago, where I said, these are some things you should look out for and some mistakes the guy made or whatever. Yeah. I love you. I can't eat your love. I always tell DF going to the PI, at least find an orphan. So they are at least likely to die by. Well, yeah, it's a safe way of doing it. Hey, what's happening? What's happening, dude? Hey, thank you. I am Indian. I don't even know what that little... What is that little thing? Is that an Indian rupiah sign? I don't know what it is on here. It's hard to see. What is that? I guess it is, eh? But thank you very much. Appreciate that. Like I said in the beginning of this stream, and like I've said many other times, I was thinking about it. I was talking to TKO Sam yesterday. Now, Sam and I are very different in some ways. We're very, very different. He's young. I'm much older. He does kind of videos for younger people that are entertaining in a different way. And, well, that's plenty, man. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. But, he was talking about how, he didn't even know that, I've been out to some of the places I've been. He didn't know that I've been in Cambodia on a lake in a little riverboat by myself, zipping around. And I've been in Myanmar doing that. I've been in, Nepal and all these other places. He didn't even know about it. He's like, oh, I didn't know that. You should market that stuff. And, this is the thing. Well, it's okay for me. I don't mind doing this once in a while. I like talking to people and, especially when there's not a lot of trolls. And I love the trolls too. Even the douchebag ones. But, you know, I mean, this is the thing. I'll go all kinds of places. But, you know, it's a business. It's a financial thing. You know what I mean? So, you know, the more money I make, then the easier it is for me to do these things. And, you know, when I say, like, I'm going on trips now I'm thinking to myself, I'm going to stay in the, you know, the $20 hotel or the $25 hotel. Maybe I'll even stay in a little $10 place. Doesn't matter to me. I don't care. It doesn't really matter. I don't care. You know what I mean? I don't have to stay in a 5-star place. I've stayed in 5-star places. I've stayed in rat holes. And, you know, for the most part, I really don't care. As long as I get to get there, go there. But, you know, I'm not in it to piss away my money and end up broke so I can make a YouTube video to supposedly be, you know, you're a YouTuber. You're, you know, or whatever it is. You know, that's not why I'm here. My friend sends 10,000. So I just have to say that. My friend sends 10,000 baht every month to his girlfriend in Phuket. Well, I don't know what to say about that. You know, depends on their relationship, I guess. You know, it's his money. You know, he can do whatever he wants with it. You know. You know, this is the other thing. If you come here and you hook up with some girl and she needs you to send her money every month, then you got to be prepared for that. You got to be willing. You got to be prepared, and you got to. I don't think you have to, but I think it's smart that if you're going to send money to them, that you damn sure better be sure of your relationship, or fairly sure. Fairly certain about what's going on in your relationship. I think that if a guy comes, like if this guy in the email is real, and he decides, he comes here and he meets her again, he goes, oh, sweetie, I want you to stop working. I'll give you 25,000 baht a month, and he can do that, and he starts doing it. Well, how does he know that she's not doing something else? I mean, he doesn't. So why would you do it? If it doesn't mean anything to you, if the money doesn't mean anything to you, and then you just say, you know what? I'm going to say, just like the other day, yesterday with the lady, I don't know if anybody saw, but, you know, I did a video or a stream from You Hunt, We Cook, and I met this woman, and I am absolutely certain she is the same South African lady who basically conned me out of 500 baht. She appealed to my good nature. She was crying about how she couldn't get home or she couldn't get here. I don't even remember it now because it's been about a few years. And I gave her the money. And I think that when she saw me, she recognized me and went, oh, and she had to come up with some kind of excuse to talk to me. So she knew that I was the same guy. You know, now the first time I went, hey, you know what? I'm going to give her the money because it's not all that much money. I'll help her out. And if she's legit, then you know what? I did a good deed for the day. If she's not legit, 500 baht is not going to put me in the poorhouse. It's not everything I have to my name. It's not going to kill me. And, you know, if that's the kind of person she is, she'll get me once, but she won't get me again. And then here she was yesterday, and she didn't get me again. It's the same thing with this kind of stuff. The guy sends her 300 bucks a month. Now, if that's not much money to him, and he doesn't really care, so what's he going to lose? You know what I mean? He's going to lose a little bit of money, but it might be a drop in the bucket to him. If it's a lot of money to him, and he's like putting himself out for her because of his love for her, well, that's a different story. He's probably not going to be very happy, you know. So, you always got to be careful. Doesn't matter how good the girl is, what kind of family she comes from. I think you always got to be a little bit wary at first. That's why love is such a tricky game. That's why relationships, what's the best-selling types of books out there? Self-help, and a lot of them are self-help relationship books. What do I got to do? I got to make my version of a self-help relationship book. It's going to be like a paragraph. It'll be a couple of sentences, and that's it. For that, you pay $99.95. I mean, really, is it all that necessary at the end of the day? You realize you don't give more than you're willing to lose. It's a gamble, just like gambling. You never go into a place and you say, I'm going to lose this, but if I lose this, I'm not going to have a house to live in, I'm not going to have a car, I'm not going to have a pot to piss in, I don't have one dime to my name. That's not very intelligent. The smart gamblers gamble a very small percentage, and they never change it up because they know the odds. So it's the same thing. If you really want to hook up with some girl, and whether she's a bar girl or a regular girl, you give it time. If you got to dole money out, or if you want to dole money out, you don't go and buy her a 10-baht necklace and then take her out and buy her a Rolex and then take... Who in their right mind would do something like that? You know. Not me. I don't care how rich I was. I don't care if I was a multimillionaire. I wouldn't be doing that stuff. Now, one thing I would like to do, and I'd like to know, is I'd like to know how Dan Bilzerian, if any of you know who he is, which I'm sure some people do, he's always got a bunch of chicks around him. How does he set that up? How does he work that to where it's beneficial for them? Because a smart chick is not going to say, it's just like these Thai girls who work in bars. A smart girl might go, okay, I'll go with you because I get the free trip. But you're going to pay for the food. You're going to pay for, you might have to buy her a skirt or a bikini or whatever it is. But a very smart girl is going to say, hey, that's great, but I want money for me. That money's got to come to me. It's nice you bought me a bikini, but I need to get paid for my time. So I'm wondering what kind of I'd like to know. I don't know if there's any articles out there or if he's ever explained it. I'd like to know what his agreement with them is. Like how many of them is he banging? How many of them is he throwing money at? And how much? How does it work? I'd really like to know that because he's in a rather unique situation. Well, yeah, there's some different thoughts on how he's made his money or how he has his money. But yes, he's supposedly very wealthy. Fairly young guy, to be so wealthy. And he's always got these hot chicks around. Yeah, but how much does he pay? Is he paying them $10,000 a week? Is he, you're on salary, honey, and he's got 10 chicks, and they're all getting $10,000 a week. Obviously, that that adds up. So he can't be paying them that much. But I mean, what is this massage girl says her brothers, which don't work, both has 2 wives and 1 sister with 3 children. She has to support them. So please send money if you love me. Well, that's when you block her. You block her online or whatever. You block her on all your social media. I've done that before. I know he pays, but I'm just wondering, how does he set it up? Does he pay them the exact same? Every single girl gets paid the same? Does he pay them are they contracted? I understand that. I don't mean where is the money coming from. I mean, what is the agreement? I'd like to know what kind of agreement they have. And okay, so, honey, you're working, I pay you, you get $500 a week, and plus you get to have all the fun that we're having. You get to go everywhere. All expenses are paid. The food, the travel, you get paid $1,000 a week. Now, if he's got 10 girls, that's $10,000 a week, 52 weeks. All right, so maybe that's a drop in the bucket for him. Does that include sex? Does that include, Yeah, but I mean that gets, you know what kind of tabulation, what kind of time to tabulate everything that works out to. I mean, then he's got a guy that's got to tabulate everything. He's got an accountant that says, this girl was in this many Instagrams, this girl was in a video with you, this girl. I mean, that's a huge pain. It's better you just put them on salary and say, this is what you get. And what you can make on your own is, you know, that's what you make. What you make is what you make. You know. Yeah, see, that's the other thing is, you know, he has so many followers. And I know of one girl who told me a long time ago that she wanted to be on YouTube. She knew I was YouTubing. She wanted to be on YouTube. She didn't really have any subscribers. She had like 50 subscribers or something like that. I didn't think she was the greatest looking girl. She was all right. She's kind of cute, I guess. And I didn't know, but until, I don't know, it's been about 2 years now. I didn't know until about 2 years ago that she had a pretty cracking body on her, and she had a bit of a booty on her, and I didn't know about this. You know, when I first started talking to her, she hasn't done anything on YouTube. However, she has aligned herself with people and started to get more exposure on Instagram. But I still don't know. I've been thinking to myself, listen, she can't be making very much money. Is she down there, you know, playing the girlfriend of a guy and saying, you know, oh, I really don't have any money. Can you give me a little bit of money? Or is she flat out a hoe? Or what's the deal? You know, and this is the thing, is that with a guy like him, he probably just is flat out, listen, this is the deal, you're on salary, or you get this much, or whatever, and this is my man right here. And the guy that's dealing with everything for him, he trusts him or whatever. I can only imagine. If the girls working in bars here in Thailand were smart, and I'm sure some of them are, they would start doing things online and using that as leverage. Because, you know, as much as I hate to say it, you know, I admit I don't look as good as a beautiful woman with nice perky breasts and who's smiling and giggling and running around with her butt bouncing up and down, you know. And while that might not count for all that much to some people, it counts for a lot to many men. And I think that's why the girls on Instagram and on you know, Twitter and YouTube and wherever it is, Snapchat, all these other, I think that's why they are making money. You know, you can't blame them. Flaunt it if you got it. You know, I remember before all this started happening, once the live cam thing started getting big, and this is years ago, that there used to be women who were extremely obese that used to make a living because guys would pay them for sitting there eating. They just wanted to watch the chick eat. It's a sad world we live in. Or it's a sick world. I don't know, but it's sad. I think it's sick in some ways. That's the only way I know how to put it. So anyway, I don't know, but the girls get... Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, we haven't had that many comments here. What's the deal here? Let me see something. What happened to that? But, you know, at the end of the day, like I said, you can't fault the girls for using what they got. Oh, wait a minute. Oops. How did that work out? Wow. Top chatters since May 29th. Stephen Monash, 86 messages. Lori, 80 messages. Billy, not the moderator, 74. Gennaro D, 63. Fidelity Quester, 52. Mr. Mitch, 46. JF, 31. Bend Over, 25. TK4C, 21. Ian Townsend, 20. That's the top 10. Sky Troopers, 20. Bruce Smith is 19. Wang Lo is 18. Golden T Silverado is 17. Bilko is 16. Nurse Debbie, 15. Soy Dog Cowboy, 14. Hank, 13. TKO Sam, 12. And Richard Cook, 11. Number 11 with 19 messages. Interesting. Well, yeah. I mean, I guess maybe, if I lost some weight, got a nice suit, maybe I wore a suit and I opened up and showed my 12-pack once in a while, maybe I'd start getting more views. I don't know. I don't know if that would I don't know if that would help in my case. You are what you are. But if a girl is an attractive woman, there's always going to be men who want to look at her. I don't think there's a huge amount of women that want to look at me like, oh my God, I got to go onto his channel because I want to look at him. He's so cute. He's so sexy. Oh. Those days are long gone. Yeah. Oh, man. Those days are long gone. And that was a very short period of time that I had that I had that effect. Well, come on. I'm sure there's guys, I mean, I don't know, but I'm sure there's guys on YouTube who have a steady following of women. I'm just not one of them. But, yeah, exactly. Chicks. It's the chicks. They're the ones who... I saw a girl. She's a Thai girl. I'm not going to say her name or anything. I just stumbled onto her channel. And she didn't have very many subscribers, especially considering she was a nice-looking, very nice-looking girl. Cute, very cute. She had big breasts. They looked real. And she started talking about... She spoke English, and she was talking about things. And... I thought people come to me for the smackdown. But anyway, she was talking, and I was like going, well, she's really, I can see why guys want to watch her. She's a good-looking girl. Good-looking girl, beautiful breasts, and she's wearing, like, tank top, tube top, tank top, whatever. She's, doing this kind of stuff, pushing them together and giggling and smiling. And, I'm sure guys are, like, melting watching her. They're just like... I could cater to ladyboys and those other guys on the other side. Ew. No, thank you. Ladies get excited from nice words and men get excited from nice views. Yeah, that's true. They get excited by other ways, too. They need that touch, but... Definitely. I love it. Yeah, I don't know. What can I say? There are some Thai women. I know that what was her channel's name? Learn with Mott or whatever. She's the girl who teaches Thai. I don't even know if she's even teaching or she's even online anymore. But I remember seeing her and I thought, oh, she's cute. And then I thought, guys are going to flock to her. They're going to like watching her. Really. Doesn't surprise me. Which, by the way, I'm starting to put money aside to go to a Thai language class because I think it's very important for me. I need to up my my language skills because I just forget words way too often. Yesterday I couldn't remember how to say prepare, and I was like, what is the deal? Yeah, I don't want anything like that. Prosthetic asses, no thanks. You know. But I definitely, I want to, what is it? Tyrium Ka. I definitely need to work on my language skills. My language skills fluctuate between decent to very good to I can't remember anything. You know? Oh, yeah, the Kardashians. I mean, you know, I just don't like them, period. And, you know, I do know a guy who, he's a referee, and he met Kim Kardashian. He said, you wouldn't believe how beautiful she is. And I'm like, yeah, okay, I understand. But, like, does that mean that you've got to have her because she's so beautiful, that you really want her because she's so beautiful? I mean, at the end of the day, wherever there's a beautiful woman, I guarantee you there's a guy who got tired of her. You know, 99% of the time, there's a guy somewhere that got tired of her beauty. He's like, okay, she's beautiful. I love her. But, you know, you get used to it. You know. Billy Joel, I'm sure. You think he ever got tired of Christy Brinkley? Of course he did. You know. After you've done it in, you know, 199 different positions, and you've tried just about everything with her, and, you know, you can have it whenever you want. You know, it's still fun, but, you know, are you going to be so apt to be like, oh my God, you know? Oh, I know. I've seen some, Sasha, and I'm like, you know, she's well marketed. But, you know, this is the thing, too. You got to remember something, that most women, you know, without their makeup, most is another word I shouldn't use. Some women, after they take off their makeup, look drastically different than what they look like. You know, the difference between having makeup on and not having makeup is night and day in some cases. In some cases, women don't need makeup. Or a little tiny bit of makeup means a lot, you know. So, you got to get, you know, it works both ways. Well, yeah, it does work both ways. Of course it does. Listen, guarantee you my wife is tired of me many times. She's sick of me. You know. But, you know. Striking differences, yes, definitely. The good thing about a lot of Thai girls is if they have good skin, they usually don't need much makeup. You know, if they're really, really white, well, that's a little different. I haven't seen really many extremely white-skinned, light-skinned Thai girls who couldn't benefit from a little bit of makeup. You know, they tend to, like the models, they tend to look better when they're all made up. I mean, you know, think about it. Think about all the supermodels. You see them without makeup, and they may still look really good. But, I mean, the makeup and maybe the Spanx, I don't know. Yeah, sure you are. You're just joking. Uh-huh. Well, I mean, what about the, I wonder, now here's something I'm curious about. I wonder how many women in the world make it a point to wake up before their husband so that they can put their makeup on so their husband never sees them without makeup. I'm sure there are many women out there who do that. I'm sure in my brain. Doesn't mean it's true. I just saw something. I was looking at this letter again. Over 10 days I spent hanging with her. I spent maybe $4. A lot in bot, I know. 10 days and 13,000 bot is a lot. Or about 13,000 bot. That's a lot. A little bit less than that. 12,500 bot. That's a lot for 10 days. It's not much at all. I mean, I don't like girls with a lot of makeup. Well, no, who does? I don't. You know. Then it's like you kiss them. Oh, no. Man, I get that shit all the time from my wife just for her lipstick. She'll put lipstick on in the morning, you know, and she'll always try to give me just a really light kiss, and I always grab her, like, just to mess with her. Just grab her and try to give her a harder kiss. And she'll go, no, my makeup. My lipstick. Don't do that. You know. And then what's so funny is that, you know, like, sometimes she'll come up and give me a kiss on the cheek. She's got lipstick on, and then I'm walking around with lipstick, a kiss on my cheek. And, you know, I never go out without taking a look in the mirror, so I always catch it. But, I mean, I think 1 or 2 times it got through, and I walked out, and I got this lipstick thing on my cheek, you know, and I'm like, thanks a lot, you know, you could have told me. But she doesn't wear much makeup, fortunately, so. My eyeliner is tattooed on. Oof. I don't know what color it was. It was red enough where you could see it. You could see the faint outline and, you know, smush of the kiss. But, you know, like if I grab her sometimes, she go, oh, no, don't, stop. I got to do this, and I'll be like, listen, when I stop grabbing you, that's when you get worried. When they stop kissing you, that's when you're worried. You go, hey, why isn't she kissing me anymore? Why isn't she touching me anymore? Why isn't she, you know, asking me, do you like what I'm wearing? If they stop, then you got to wonder, why? Why did she stop? I don't know. Women are a mystery. I only guess. Maybe I guess. I guess. If it's a gamble and I guess, then maybe I win more than I lose. But I still think, even, you know, listen, for as much as you can go call a guy a chowderhead, he could get involved with some chick, and, you know, he's talking to some girl who he's gotten to know over time, and he's just friends with her, and she's says, you know, I've got this friend, she's the greatest girl, she's the manager of this little company, and she's got money, she's got her own car, she's got this, she's got that. That doesn't mean that she's not going to try to screw you over, you know. And we're talking about the women screwing over the men. Of course, there are foreign men who are constantly screwing over the Thai women, and they don't care, you know. I don't know. Seems like a lot of trouble to just, you know, I don't know. You see the thing about the guy, what was he? I don't know if he's a multi-millionaire or what the deal is, but the one guy they've searched in Connecticut or whatever, they searched his house. He's got this girlfriend, and they think that they killed his wife or his ex-wife or whatever. It's all about the money. I mean, you know, listen, I understand the need for money, but, like, you got to go to that extreme? I mean, how screwed up are you? You know? To me, that's the real chowderhead. Guy wants to lose all his money because he's, like, you know, dating some bar girl. Well, maybe he'll learn and he'll never do it again, and he has the ability to make the money back again. But a guy does something, you know, a guy and a girl do something like this where they go out and they kill some poor woman. That's just messed up, man. Not good. What was the guy's name? It was all over the news a couple days ago. I don't remember this guy's name. Is it on the news anymore? I don't even see it right now. Oh, yeah, you know what? I did see this, though, because I was looking at the boxing news. You guys remember Meldrick Taylor? Anybody remember him? Lips to replace lipstick. Ooh, that is extreme. Yeah. If anybody remembers him, Meldrick Taylor. Anybody who's into boxing here. If you're into boxing and you know who Meldrick Taylor is, he is a former, I think he was welterweight champion, or maybe he was a lightweight champion. That's what it was. Let me see something here. Let me see. I know he's a welterweight for a while. What? I ain't come. Oh, yeah. Let's see here. He was the IBF junior welterweight champion and also the WBA welterweight champion. And I met him and talked to him for, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes in Palm Springs before his second fight with Julio Cesar Chavez. Let me see something here. Let's see. Yeah, that would have been... Wow, that would have been... I think actually it was right before I had... Yeah, that was right before I flew over here. If you remember who he is. He's the former boxing champion. He fought Julio Cesar Chavez in, when was it? It was 4 years before that. Okay. He fought in 1990. He fought Julio Cesar Chavez, who was undefeated at the time. He must have been 80-0 or something like that. And he was ahead on all scorecards, and with 2 seconds left, referee Richard Steele jumped in and stopped the fight because he was taking a beating. But there's 2 seconds left in the fight, and they stopped the fight. It was a very controversial fight. Anyway, he got arrested. Apparently, he went into some apartment. I don't know if it's a... Let me see what it says here. It's not even up yet on that. Let's see here. Let me see here. Okay. Let's see here. He was in Philadelphia. He tried to evict him from a first floor apartment, and this guy Meldrick Taylor told him he. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, somebody was trying to evict him from an apartment, and he said he needed a few days to get out, and the guy told him, no, you got to leave now. And so then he said, I ain't coming out. And SWAT came in, and it took him 90 minutes to get him out, and now he's in jail. Wow, what a... And if you look at the guy now compared to how he used to be, like night and day. So, anyway, I know people don't really want to hear about boxing and news right now. They want to hear about women, but this guy was a great champion at one point. I didn't think he was going to win the rematch with Chavez. When I saw him and I talked to him, I just didn't think, because I thought to myself, what's he doing out in a bar? He should be training. Why is he in a bar? He shouldn't be hitting a bar at all, you know, if he's that serious. So, anyway. Well, I guess we've come to the end of the stream. Anybody got anything else they want to talk about here? Like I said, Malaysia's in the future. It looks like it's 4 weeks from now. And I'm not sure, but probably Women boxers. I don't particularly like women boxers to watch them. It's not my favorite thing to watch. I just don't like watching them. But there have been some very, very good female fighters that I did like watching. Lucia Riker, she was one. Christy Martin for a little while. Ann Wolfe. Ann Wolfe was... She's probably the best of all of them. You know, I like watching some of them. And I forget the other girl's name. Mia St. John. She was all right. But, I don't know. Something about it. You know. Thank you, Kangaroo. The Kangaroo. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. Today's what? Wednesday. So, I won't stream until Sunday. I'll be out on Sunday somewhere. I'm not sure where. But either Sunday or Wednesday, yeah, either Sunday or Wednesday. Thank you, Nurse Debbie. I will be venturing somewhere. I still haven't decided. I know I said I would decide, but I haven't because I've been concentrating on Malaysia and Indonesia. But I'm going to go somewhere, and I'd like to take a little train out for a day or a night or something like that. Just go for, just leave in the morning, and then come back the next day or something like that. But I really want to find somewhere that I want to go, because I don't want to go somewhere if I don't feel like going there. You know. We all got to do things we don't want to do, but listen, if I'm going to go somewhere for a night, I want it to be somewhere that I think will be a good place to go. You know, if I was, Anthony Bourdain and they told me to go somewhere and I was making, when he was alive, and I was making big money, I'd go wherever they told me. But, it doesn't work that way. I'm not him, and this is a different situation, so I'm going to have to find somewhere to go. I'm still thinking about Ayutthaya. I'm not really so happy about Kanchanaburi. It's just, I don't know. Kanchanaburi, too many tourists. Same with Ayutthaya, but, I'll try to find somewhere pretty cool. We'll see. And, yeah, I guess that's pretty much all I got. Don't forget, please, to go to my website. There's a forum on my website. If you want to go in there, people talk about all kinds of stuff. There's videos. There's all kinds of stuff you don't get elsewhere. And also in the VIP section of my website, if you need some help when you're coming over here, that's the way. You want answers to your questions, you go into the VIP section of my website, or you sign up for Patreon. That's the way you get it. Their time is limited. There's only so much time in the day. And as much as I wish I could help everybody, it just doesn't work that way. Where's Jono at? He hasn't been around for a while. Same with Timothy. I always wonder when guys just kind of disappear. Are they really busy, or are they, something wrong, or what's the deal? I'm not going to Erewhon Falls, man. I want to stream. I don't want to die. I'm not going to stream while I'm going to Erewhon Falls. And, frankly, I just don't want to go there. I mean, I'll be honest. I've been there several times. I'm just not into... I just really don't want to go to Kanchanaburi. If I was going to go to Kanchanaburi, I'd go all the way to the border. That's probably what I would do. But I've done that before. And, that was one of the things I did when I went to Myanmar. And I crossed the border and went in from what was the name of it? I can't remember the name of the border. the name of the city. What is the name of it? It'll drive me nuts if I don't remember. Let's see here. Phunam. Yeah, that's on the Thai side. And then on the Burmese side, it's like Titi something, or what is it? Let me see if I can find out. That was pretty cool, though. Oh, what is the name of the... It doesn't say on the... Oh, here we go. It was a beautiful area. It was a beautiful trip, but that was... I don't know if for the people who remember, when I went to this... I did this Myanmar journey from Yangon to... oh, wow, you'll be here in 10 days. Cool. Yeah. Tiki. That's what it was. Tiki. That was the journey where I took the train and I was bouncing all over the place. And was it Hmong there? No, that was I think that the place I went where the Hmong. There are Hmong there, yes, definitely. I thought that was. Well, there was another time when I went to Songkhlaburi, and that's where I went. I went into the village there by Songkhlaburi. I went across the bridge, the longest bridge. Been there many times for visa runs, but no more. Why no more? I didn't do a visa run there, but what I did was I went all the way from Mandalay to Yangon by train, all the way to Yei. No, wait. Was it Dawei? No, it was Yei. I went to Yei. Then from Yei, I went down to Dawei. And then from Dawei, I went to Tiki. Oh. So I went to Tiki, and on the trip over, that's where there was like all these Burmese, sitting in the back behind me, and they were throwing up. Well, it was like not all these, but there was a lot of them that he didn't go. No, the Songkhlaburi he went, but he only went once. I've been there a couple times. He went the first time. The second time I went myself. And I'm the one who went into the village. I went alone. He wasn't there the second trip. But when I crossed the border at Tiki, before I crossed the border, there was these 2 or 3 Burmese that were throwing up in the van. They couldn't handle it for some reason. They couldn't handle bouncing up and down. They were getting car sick. And, we had to pull over a couple times. That was pretty wild. And, I didn't want to laugh at them. Because it was like, some of them were, the one girl was, I think it was a girl, or a young lady. She was miserable. She's just miserable. Where was it that you and... Yeah, that was Songkhlaburi. And actually, I was kicking myself because this year I could have went, and I didn't go. I want to go for the for the bare knuckle boxing that you supposedly can't do here because it's illegal. Listen, if I wanted to go and get in the bare knuckle ring right now, they would say, "Oh, you're a little older. You sure you want to do that?" I'd be like, "Yeah, I want to fight." Okay, let's go. They let you do it. And it's not really bare knuckle. It's they wrap your hands in hand wraps and then they tape your hands, which is even better because it protects your hands. But, they let all kinds of people do it. There's like 3 days of it. And I like going to them. And actually, Billy... Ledoux is fighting again in August, but he's fighting some guy. I forget what the deal is, but he's got this big fight coming up. in August in Mandalay. So I may try to go to that. I don't know. Just for 2 nights or whatever. Just fly in and fly out. If I can afford it, I will. You started throwing up? Oh, man. Yeah, I didn't throw up, man. I was like, that was all right. I was like, after the train ride I had, I was like, well, if the train ride didn't make me throw up, this ain't going to make me throw up. But I don't know if you know, but if you come from Dawei to Tiki, you're on a dirt road the whole time, pretty much. But there is this huge river. I don't even remember the name of it now. But man, what a beautiful place! I mean, absolutely beautiful. And somebody had to stop and take a piss, and so they stopped on the side of the road, and I started taking photos of this river and everything. And I got at least one really good one. And it was so nice, man. It was the most beautiful place, and I thought, man, I am in the middle of nowhere here, on this little dirt road, and look at this place. It was just absolutely one of the most beautiful places I've ever seen. But looking at the place and then actually being there and trying to do things and see things and get around, that's a different story. You can look at it and you go, wow, this is a nice postcard. Oh, it's so beautiful. Okay. That's something I'm working on right now, too, is postcards. I'm working on getting some postcards done. Postcards from the edge. So, anyway, I think it's time to go. Time to say goodbye. Time for me to fly. Appreciate everybody watching. Next stream will be on Sunday. Sunday should be 9 o'clock. Just depends on where I'm at. If I decide to go somewhere by train on Sunday, I'll put something up on my Facebook. Check out my Facebook. Check out my Instagram. I got to say all this stuff. Please click like. And check out the description if you want to support the channel, of course. I've got to say that. It's the only way it seems to work, is if I say something about it for all these lurkers. Thank you to Carl, my newest patron. Appreciate it. Very nice. Hello to Redirect and Timothy. And, of course, everybody else. Sasha, Gennaro, Billy, Lori, Jeff, Nurse Debbie, Krister, Kangaroo, I Am Indian. Did I say Fidelity? Chiang Wheeler, thank you for joining. I'm glad you watched the videos. And you gave me food for thought about the podcast, because it can be a very good thing, podcast, because not everybody wants to see me. And it's much easier to do a podcast than it is to do a video, because you don't have to worry about, you're moving around doing 10 things at once. As long as you know what you want to talk about, it's much easier. So, anyway, I guess that's all I got. So thank you, everybody, for... Oh, you know what? I forgot. We got music. I don't want to play that one, though. Anybody got a request for the outro song? Or outro songs? Anybody have a request? Otherwise, I'm going to play whatever I want. Let's see here. Let's see. Is this the song? Let me think here. Hang on a second. Hey, no problem, Carl. Thank you. Appreciate it. Let me see here. What song we got here? All right, here we go. Let's play this one. people might know who this is. I got to make sure this is okay. Yes, it is. All right, here we go. Yep.
The city don't know what the city is getting. The creme de la creme of the chess world gonna show it everything but you pretty, you know. Time flies, doesn't seem a minute to the turnaround bars at the chessboard, in it. All change, don't you know, when you play at this level, there's no ordinary venue. There's Iceland, or the Philippines, or Hastings, or this place. One night in Bangkok and the world's more an oyster. The bars are temples, but the pearls ain't free. You'll find a garden every golden cloister. And if you're lucky, then the God said she. I can feel the angels sliding up to me. One town, very like another, and your head down over your pieces, brothers. your town.
Two girls walking sweet, Somerset up in the Somerset down street.
Get tired to talking to a tourist whose every move's among the purists. I get my kick above the waistline, sunshine. One night in Bangkok makes a hard man humble. Not much between despair and ecstasy. One night in Bangkok makes the tough guys tumble. Can't be too careful with your company. I can feel the devil walking next to me. Witness to the ultimate test of cerebral fitness. It grips me more than it would a old muddy river or reclining Buddha. And thank God I'm only watching the game, controlling it. I don't see you guys break the kind of mate I'm contemplating. I'll let you watch. I wouldn't fight you, but the kind of queens we use, they just won't excite you. So you better go back to your bars, your temples, your massage parlors, cause we're not having it. One night in Bangkok and the world's going oyster.